Hi, here we are. Ashley,
Hello.
Vivien, as you know, and Shaheen. And we're going to be putting together the videos and demonstrations for the energy healing class. And we want to start with laying on of hands. Okay, that's the very first thing that I want to demonstrate and explain and show you. And we'll see how it goes, okay? No worries. All right. So, a couple of things with laying on of hands. It's different from any of the other stuff that we're going to be doing with our hands. It's in a class of its own. It's in a category of its own. It's something that people just do. But I want to show you and demonstrate and explain how to do it in a way that is non-invasive and keeps you safe and doesn't have you doing anything that you shouldn't be doing, and not putting your hands anywhere that you don't want to be putting them, because you are putting your hands on people, and we are calling it laying on of hands. Okay? Now, you may know and be aware that you have to be certified or qualified or licensed to put your hands on people, and this is not going to fall under one of those categories. This would fall under a reverence license. That doesn't protect you. You still have to be very professional, know what you're doing. So here are some clarifications and some tips on how to do it. Okay? All right. The first thing is to understand what you're doing. What is happening? You are working with other realms. You could be working with spirits or angels or fairies or power animals, but some other being is going to be putting their arms and hands through your arms and hands via your heart chakra. Let me explain a little bit better. You turn around, Ashley, like this. Just turn around completely. So you're going to let your heart chakra open here and allow another being to put their arms in through your heart chakra to come down your arms, turn around, and through your hands. And I've actually seen it, and that's what happened to me. I looked down and I saw other fingers coming out through my fingers. They were long brown fingers. It was one of my spirit guides working through me. It was an extraordinary experience and sensation. So I thought I'd just use this prop. This is my sweater. And what it looks like is that your heart chakra opens, so I open that there, and then this other being puts their arms in, so your arms and hands become like the sleeves, like that, and that's what's happened, coming in through the back of your heart chakra. It's very, very important to understand that that is the dynamic. So in the beginning, you allow that emptiness in you to allow someone else to work through you. So now, then that emptiness is your ego stepping out of the way. And it's a prayerful moment, and everyone can do it their own way. I'm not going to tell you how to do your prayerful moment. You know how you want to do that. But it is that. It is sacred work, and you are letting yourself be a channel for healing energy from someone in another dimension or something in another dimension. Okay, this is making me a bit warm, so I'm going to take it off. All right. So that's the first thing, is understanding what you're doing and allowing it to happen, and then at the end, allowing a full withdrawal of those other hands and arms and a closing of your heart chakra from behind. Okay? All right. So let me just put this down here. And let's explain a few more things. The areas that you do not ever put your hands for this would be anywhere in this area here, for obvious reasons, right? So I mean, that's clear that you know not to put your hands there. And then also, the only place where you're not going to put your hands on bones, because that's the guideline, keep your hands on the bones. The only place where that isn't the case is here in the abdomen. But literally, keep your hands above the belt. That's it. That's the guideline. So this is the only place where you're not putting your hands on bones. What does that mean? The places where you do laying on of hands, let's come to this side actually, because this is where the camera can pick up the information. If you come stand over here, then I can show you. So here at the shoulders, the elbows, the arms, the hands, but you're going through the joints and the bones, okay? And although I did that, and I did it quite firmly, don't stroke. Not when doing laying on of hands. No stroking. You place the hands on and you take them off, and I'll be showing you all of that. So let's come around this side now. So we've got shoulder, nice bones here for putting hands on. The ribs are nice and bony for putting hands on. The knees, great joints for putting your hands on, for laying on of hands. The ankles, the feet, all excellent. Basically that kind of covers things. You can bring your hands a little bit above the knees, thinking about the bones inside. But I wouldn't go up higher than this for laying on of hands. Firstly, you don't need to. And once you're getting up higher than this, you're in a territory that's not so kosher. So that's part of what you have to remember. And then when we come up to the head, here's the most interesting thing about the head. In all of the body, the skeleton is on the inside of the tissue, except the skull. The tissue is on the inside of the bones. So you can place hands anywhere on the head because it's all bony. Because the skeleton's on the outside. Isn't that cool to know? Isn't that a cool thing to think about? And so that's it. You're thinking about the skeleton and you're thinking about contacting the bones. And actually, you always want to think that way because when you do healing work, and you use your hands, you want the healing energy to penetrate the tissue all the way to the middle of the bones. So having a nice, clear knowledge of the skeleton is fabulously helpful at all times. All right?
That's fascinating.
Any questions so far? Okay?
Start.
You ready to begin? Okay. I'll demonstrate and then I'll help you do it.
Okay.
How's that? So you come stand over here. And I'll come here. So I'll take a moment. Close my eyes. Oh, you're a strong team. There's spirits. There's so many spirits in the room with us. It's amazing. All right. I open my heart chakra. I feel the energy coming through. Step in a little closer, soften in my knees just a bit, and I place my hands on Shaheen's head. I was instructed to place them over the ears. And so now I'm listening. I'm listening to the guidance. And then what tends to happen, and Shaheen, you can report whether you can feel this, is there's a kind of a spreading feeling when I feel the hands actually are starting to penetrate his body. Not my hands, but the hands of the spirit.
Yeah, I feel that.
There's something else going on, isn't it? And there's a strong vibration, isn't there?
Yeah, it almost feels like you plugged into a circuit.
I know. Isn't it interesting? Wow.
I feel like every cell in my body is vibrating now.
Mm-hmm. This is a whole other different ball game, isn't it?
And I can really feel it in the soles of my feet, interestingly.
I could just spend a long time. Yeah, that's the thing with laying on of hands. You go into a trance and you can just spend ages in one place. There's such a lot happening. I'm being instructed to let Ashley try. Because I could just spend half an hour here. Huh? Shaheen, it's very constructive, isn't it?
Yes, you can stay there as long as you want.
Yes, okay. Alright, I'm going to just get my hands off. You see, I can feel that the being's hands have to come out of Shaheen's body before I take my hands off. There we go.
Yeah, there's almost a magnetism.
I know. Wow. I'm taken by surprise too.
Nice.
Wow. This is the team. All right, come Ashley, it's your turn. You try that.
It actually feels like a filling coming into my body, and I'm heating up.
Yes. And there's a light coming out of you. Try on the head first, because like the way you're leaning there, I will have to help you with that. Don't grab him, just place the hands. Because your physical hands are not doing anything. They're just placed there so that the laying on of hands can happen through you. That's right. That's right. That's right. Soften your knees a little bit so your own physical body doesn't get. So bend your knees a little bit there. A little bit more. Otherwise your back will be too tight.
I can feel that difference.
Yeah, it allows a different flow.
Yeah.
If you stiffen any joints in your physical body, it disrupts the energy flow through your system, and that's why all your joints want to be very soft and free.
It feels like a pulsing.
Yes.
Coming through.
Very good. Excellent. Nice. All right, now let the being's hands pull back into your hands and kind of peel your hands off. And for you to reach the shoulders from there will be awkward for your body. I'm going to show you. You come stand here and I could show you. Okay, so what people, I'm sorry. So what people do is they tend to let their arms reach out away from their bodies so that they're like this, and then they pull their heads back, and that's how they try and reach.
That's what it felt like I was doing.
Yeah, it was like the Alexander teacher in me was like, oh, don't do that, don't do it that way. So technically you would want to go into what we call a monkey, which is to let the head lead, and you do that, so you don't pull your head back, and then you sway from the ankles. But I'm not teaching you the Alexander technique. I'm teaching you how to do laying on of hands. The main thing is just check your knees now. Have you stiffened them?
I did, but I fixed them
but
right
you
away.
allowed them to release. So it's better to reach from here. So if you just step down a little bit, I'll show you. You put one hand here and one hand on his hand. Let's put his hand here so that the camera can see. Like that. And you can stay upright and you can soften your knees and so on. So you've got your hands in the position, and then you go around to the other side and do it on that side. But you aren't making it awkward for your physical body.
I see.
You make it awkward for your physical body, the flow stops.
That makes sense.
Okay? So give this a shot.
And it feels like you're touching my energy body first, if that makes sense.
Come back off. So what you did was you made the grab again. So that's your pattern when you have to do something and touch someone. You're gonna you like that. You got to stay back here. Remember, there's arms coming through you. There's that connection, and then very consciously, one hand on the shoulder, one hand on the other, on Shaheen's hand. Much better. How did that come across?
That felt a lot better.
Yeah.
I could feel pulsing in my hands too prior to
Making connection.
touching. Yep.
That is excellent.
That's why I say it almost feels like when you do it that way, you're approaching my energy body
Yes.
and letting it know what you're doing before touching.
Yes, yes. That's much better. And he's warming and expanding into you. Soften in your knees. Remember your grounding. Find the ceiling with the top of your head, with your crown chakra. You're open here in the heart chakra so that the spirits can come in. And there it goes. Lovely. Just open your eyes and move this hand to the heart. Don't be stiff in the arm. Remember, always the joints have to be soft and relaxed for the energy flow. You'll find your knees have stiffened, your feet are tensing a little bit. Let it all soften out, allowing the flow. There it goes. This hand can move to here. And that way, bend your knees and it will help you reach. Yes, you see? And that's called monkey in Alexander technique. And you can lean on the table. There's nothing wrong with getting a little support from the table.
I can feel the difference in that contact, you know?
Yes.
It's amazing how your posture changes that.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why I use the Alexander technique as my platform. That's exactly right. Now, of course, you could go around and do everything we've just done on that side, but we don't need to do it. We're going to just do half. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so taking the hands off. Now come down this way and I'll put one hand here. So you're basically going to progress towards the feet and the other hand on the knee. That's lovely. And you didn't grab. You didn't make that grab. You learned about that already. That's brilliant. It takes time to learn to get those habits out of the way. So that was a good job, Ashley. Really. There you go. It's palpable, isn't it?
Yes.
Wow.
When I finally relaxed every little thing, then it came through even stronger.
Yes, that's right. Because the flows up more and more, opens up more and more. That's great. Take a moment and just look at him and see how he's actually in a whole different space now. Okay, so now let's progress down. So this hand will now go on the knee and the other hand will go on the foot. Okay, now I'm feeling an intuition for you to put your hand on the underneath of his foot.
Mm-hmm. I can feel that.
You could feel that, like you felt that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Can you feel a difference from those 2 points?
It's more connected.
It is more connected. Okay. Good. Wonderful. So while you're there, I'm going to go and mirror you on this side. Like so, and this side, we're going to work our way up and back to the head. And you just stay where you are.
The connection with the arch of my foot feels even more energizing. So even just that simple difference in placement makes a difference, which is interesting.
Yeah, I can feel the Spirit's hand going all the way up to your knee.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they do. I forgot. They reach in and they work inside your energy body and do all kinds of adjustments.
Even my knee
Very
twitched a little.
And the thing with this is you don't actually know what all is happening. You just do it.
Wow, it's such a difference having two people.
Laying on of hands is really nice to do as a group.
Yeah.
And for everyone to lay hands on together.
It feels different.
On one person on the table, yeah, it's really nice. I was very aware that I put my back to the camera, so I'm just going to come this way.
What's interesting is it doesn't just feel like you're working locally now. It's like my whole energy field feels activated.
Yeah, there's much more going on than meets the eye, and the key is to get yourself completely out the way and let it happen. Hands here. And you're feeling guided now, aren't you, Ashley?
Yes.
I don't have to say anything, the spirits are helping you.
And they've made me realize I don't have to know either, which is helpful.
It is. It's wonderful to do laying on of hands because you basically just have to yield and let the spirits work through you. Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Last thing you want to say about that, Shaheen?
No, it just felt amazing. It really felt amazing.
Okay. It's calming, and it's a whole lot more. We don't know what all it is because we've handed over. We've allowed something to happen that's not under our control. We're not micromanaging. Very nice. All right. Well, practice that. Is just stay off the not kosher zones, as it were, and work on the bones, on the joints. Okay. Just give it a practice and then ask us questions.